Oregon or Oregon. Morning, YouTube. Well, after spending a little over a week in and around Layton, Utah, and I did some work on the bus with my son and one of his neighbors. And so between the three of us, okay, they did most of the work. But anyway, got my brakes tuned up, and turned out I had a leak in the back in one of the air cans, a little leak. So they're all working better, and my there was a rotten part of the pipe and the exhaust system, so we got that replaced. Much quieter. I can actually hear myself think now, and maybe if I forget to turn off the engine noise on the openings and some of the shots driving down the road, maybe it won't be so bad. Hopefully I'll remember to turn it off. But anyway, left there, went through Corner, Idaho yesterday, and just got into Oregon. First time I've been able to stop at a Welcome Center and pick up a map in a while. Arizona didn't have them, and I was on major highways. In Arizona, Utah, major entry points, nobody's giving away maps. New Mexico, yep, same thing. So since I got into Texas weeks and weeks ago, this is the first time I've been able to stop and pick up a map of the state. I mean, I've got the big atlas, but there's nothing like having, the big map. Be able to see all the little roads. Anyway, back on the highway, headed to Bend, and hopefully I'll get there later today, if not early tomorrow. And for the National Snowshoe Championships that are coming up this coming weekend. So for those of you who are seeing this, it's probably going to be already have happened, so you'll be able to see videos of that too. So anyway, let's get back on the road. So not 20 minutes into Oregon, and it's raining. Now, the bus needed a good wash anyway after all the dust in New Mexico and Arizona and Utah. Okay, a couple other things I did while I was in Utah. My original solar charge controller fried itself, would not control anything. The voltage was going up and down to 0 to 19 and back of it. It basically died. It was a cheap one, came with the solar cells, so I had planned on replacing it anyway. I replaced it with a Midnight Solar, the Kid, that I bought from Alt-E at the altestore.com. Much nicer unit, and so I'm real happy. This is doing seems to be doing a better job. Even with the old one though, let's say right now it's cloudy, it's rainy, I'm pulling in 1/4 amp. The batteries are charged full, getting 13.2 volts, so I'm happy with that. The batteries, since I got the monitor and I charged them up full, they have not gone below 98. So, and I haven't been skipping on power or anything. So it's definitely keeping up with my lifestyle anyway. All right, and the other thing I did was, remember I had that 12-volt refrigerator, had that down on the floor. I built this case for it, got rid of the old one, got rid of the microwave. I never used that. The old refrigerator did not work that well. So when I put this in, I've got a 12-volt outlet down there, so it stays there. I've got another one up here on this shelf I can use for charging my tablet, phones, backup batteries, extended batteries, everything. And then I got my still cameras up here. So those little additions have definitely going to make this work a little bit better. And so there we go. So I'm going to get back on the road. I'm only an hour or two away, for a couple hours away from Bend, and I'll get there, and then we'll go from there. So one thing nice, and I'd heard Oregon was very RV friendly, but this rest stop here off of 20, which is huge and middle of nowhere, it's a little bit west of Bern, has a dump station. So I'm going to go dump my gray water tank, and I'll show you how I do that. Most of them have them on the side, and I got mine on the back. Okay, so one of the other improvements I did, you know I have these two horns, clown horn, the oogle horn. Well, now I got a real horn. So I have three options. Always need options. Okay, the other thing, while I was in Layton, I finally got a map. Remember, I started in New York. You can follow on my map from all the way across Utah, but now Idaho. Idaho and Oregon. Or is that Oregon? Depends on whether you've ever played Oregon Trail. Okay. All right, that about wraps up this episode. I did make it to Bend, and there's city ordinance. You can't stay in parking lots overnight, and turns out the city actually owns the Walmart parking lot, according to Walmart. So anyhow, I did spend last night up in a nice little spot up about a third of the way up the mountain to where the snowshoe races are going to be this weekend, and stopped down this morning, went to the Visitors Bureau, and they told me that here at Riverside Park there's no restrictions other than she's not sure whether it was you can't park more than 3 or 5 days, but it's Wednesday. Saturday I'm going to take the bus on up to the mountain for the races, and then come back down. So technically I won't be here more than a couple of days, but pretty nice park. Got a river, all kinds of space, picnic tables, little band station or whatever, bandstand. So if you look around, everybody else seems to think it's cold. Everybody's bundled up with jackets and hats and stuff, and I'm walking around in a t-shirt and short, so I must not be completely acclimated to southern warm temperatures yet. But, that's the way it is. All right, YouTube. See you next time.